Parashat Bo. Exodus chapter 10 verse 1 to chapter 13 verse 16. Chapter 10. And Adonai said to Moses, Go to Pharaoh, because I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servant, so that I might show these my signs in their midst, and so you may tell your son and your grandchildren what I have done in Egypt, as well as my signs that I did among them, so you may know that I am Adonai. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said to him, This is what Adonai, the God of the Hebrews, says, How long would you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, so they may serve me. Or else, if you refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow I will bring locusts into your borders, and they will cover the face of the earth so that no one will be able to see the ground. They will eat the remainder of what escaped, whatever is left from the hail, and eat every tree that grows for you out in the field. Your houses will be filled, as will the houses of all your servants and the houses of all the Egyptians, as neither your fathers nor your grandfathers have seen since the day they were on the earth until today. And he turned and went out from Pharaoh. Pharaoh's servants said to him, How long will this man be a snare to us? Send the men, so they may serve Adonai their God. Don't you realize yet that Egypt is being destroyed? So Moses and Aaron were brought to Pharaoh again. Go, serve Adonai your God, he said. But who will be going? Moses answered, We will go with our young and our elderly, our sons and our daughters. We will go with our flocks and our herds, for we must have Adonai's feast for him. But he said to them, So may Adonai be with you, if I ever do let you go, with your little ones. See clearly now, evil is in your face. Not so. Go now, the men, and serve Adonai. For that's what you were seeking. Then they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence. Then Adonai said to Moses, Stretch out your hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, so they may come up onto Egypt and eat every plant in the land, everything the hail has left. So Moses stretched out his staff over the land of Egypt, and Adonai brought an east wind over the land all that day and all night. When it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. The locusts came up over all the land of Egypt and rested on the entire territory of Egypt, so dense there was nothing like it before then, nor will there ever be again. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened, and they ate every plant in the land and all the fruit from the trees that the hail had left. No green thing remained, not a tree or a plant of the field throughout all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh quickly called for Moses and Aaron and said, I have sinned against Adonai your God and against you. Now forgive my sin, only this once, please. So pray to Adonai your God, just so he would take this death away from me. So he went out from Pharaoh and prayed to Adonai. And Adonai turned the wind from the west, very strong, and it carried off the locusts and drove them into the sea of reeds. Not one locust remained in all the territory of Egypt. But Adonai hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he did not let Bnei Israel go. And Adonai said to Moses, Stretch out your hand toward heaven, and there will be darkness over the land of Egypt, a darkness that may be felt. So Moses stretched out his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt for 3 days. They could not see one another, nor could anyone rise from his place for 3 days. Yet all Bnei Israel had light within their dwellings. Pharaoh called Moses and said, Go, serve Adonai, only let your flocks and your herds remain. Your little ones may also go with you. But Moses said, You must also put sacrifices and burnt offerings into our hand. Then we will do it for Adonai our God. Our cattle must also go with us. Not a hoof may be left behind. We must take from them to serve Adonai our God. We ourselves will not know how we will serve Adonai until we arrive there. But Adonai hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he was unwilling to let them go. So Pharaoh said to him, Go away from me. Take heed never to see my face again, because on the day you do, you will die. Right, Moses said. You said it. May I never see your face again. Chapter 11. Now Adonai had said to Moses, I will bring one more plague upon Pharaoh and on Egypt. After that he will let you go from here. When he lets you go, he will surely thrust you out altogether from here. Speak now into the ears of the people, and let every man ask from his neighbor and every woman from her neighbor for articles of silver and gold. Adonai gave the people favor in the eyes of the Egyptians. Indeed, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the eyes of Pharaoh's servants and in the eyes of the people. So Moses said, This is what Adonai says. At around midnight I will go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt will die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh sitting on his throne, to the firstborn of the maidservant behind the mill, along with all the firstborn cattle. There will be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, the likes of which has never been before nor will ever be again. But not so much as a dog will growl against any of Bnei Yisrael, neither man nor beast, so that you may know that Adonai makes a distinction between the Egyptians and Israel. All these servants of yours will come down to me and bow down to me, saying, Get out, you and all the people who follow you. After that I will go. And he went out from Pharaoh hot with anger. Adonai had said to Moses, Pharaoh will not listen to you, so that my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. So Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh, yet Adonai hardened Pharaoh's heart, so he did not let Bnei Yisrael go out of his land. Chapter 12. Now Adonai spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month will mark the beginning of months for you. It is to be the first month of the year for you. Tell all the congregation of Israel that on the 10th day of this month, each man is to take a lamb for his family, one lamb for the household. But if the household is too small for a lamb, then he and his nearest neighbor are to take one according to the number of the people. According to each person eating, you are to make your count for the lamb. Your lamb is to be without blemish, a year-old male. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. You must watch over it until the 14th day of the same month. Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel is to slaughter it at twilight. They are to take the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the crossbeam of the houses where they will eat it. They are to eat the meat that night, roasted over a fire. With matzot and bitter herbs they are to eat it. Do not eat any of it raw or boiled with water, but only roasted with fire, its head with its legs and its innards. So let nothing of it remain until the morning. Whatever remains until the morning you are to burn with fire. Also you are to eat it this way, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. You are to eat it in haste. It is Adonai's Passover. For I will go through the land of Egypt on that night and strike down every firstborn, both men and animals, and I will execute judgments against all the gods of Egypt. I am Adonai. The blood will be a sign for you on the houses where you are. When I see the blood, I will pass over you. So there will be no plague among you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. This day is to be a memorial for you. You are to keep it as a feast to Adonai. Throughout your generations you are to keep it as an eternal ordinance. For 7 days you are to eat matzot, but on the first day you must remove hametz from your houses. For whoever eats hametz from the first day until the 7th day, that soul will be cut off from Israel. The first day is to be a holy assembly for you, as well as the 7th day. No manner of work is to be done on these days, except what is to be eaten by every person. That alone may be prepared by you. So you are to observe the feast of Matzot. For on this very same day have I brought your ranks out of the land of Egypt. Therefore you are to observe this land throughout your generations as an eternal ordinance. During the first month in the evening of the 14th day of the month you are to eat matzot until the evening of the 21st day of the month. For 7 days no hametz is to be found in your houses, for whoever eats hametz, that soul will be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he is an outsider or one who was born in the land. You are to eat no hametz. In all your houses you are to eat matzot. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said to them, Go, select lambs for your families and slaughter the Passover lamb. You are to take a bundle of hyssop, dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and apply it to the crossbeam and 2 doorposts with the blood from the basin. None of you may go out the door of his house until morning. Adonai will pass through to strike down the Egyptians, but when he sees the blood on the crossbeam and the 2 doorposts, Adonai will pass over that door, and will not allow the destroyer to come into your houses to strike you down. Also, you are to observe this event as an eternal ordinance for you and your children. When you come into the land which Adonai will give you as he has promised, you are to keep this ceremony. Now, when it happens that your children ask you, "What does this ceremony mean to you?" you are to say, "It is the sacrifice of Adonai's Passover, because he passed over the houses of Bnei Yisrael in Egypt, when he struck down the Egyptians, but spared our households." So the people bowed their heads and worshipped. Then Bnei Yisrael went and did it. They did just as Adonai had commanded Moses and Aaron. So it came about at midnight that Adonai struck down all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh sitting on his throne, to the firstborn of the captive who was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn cattle. Then Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, and there was loud wailing in Egypt, for there was not a house where someone was not dead. So he called for Moses and Aaron at night and said, "Rise up, go out from my people, both you and Bnei Yisrael. Go, serve Adonai as you have said. Take your flocks and your herds as you said, and be gone, but bless me too." Now the Egyptians urged the people, sending them out of the land quickly, for they thought, "We will all be dead." So the people took their dough before it was leavened, with their kneading bowls bound up in their clothes on their shoulders. So Bnei Yisrael acted according to the word of Moses. They asked the Egyptians for articles of silver and gold and for clothing. Adonai gave the people favor in the eyes of the Egyptians, and let them have what they asked for. So they plundered the Egyptians. Then Bnei Yisrael journeyed from Ramesses to Sukkoth, about 600,000 men on foot, as well as children. Also a mixed multitude went up with them, along with the flocks, herds, and heavy livestock. They had baked matzot cakes from the dough that they had brought out of Egypt. It had no hametz, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not delay, so they had not made provisions for themselves. Now the time that Bnei Yisrael lived in Egypt was 430 years. So it happened at the end of 430 years, to the very day, that all the armies of Adonai went out from the land of Egypt. It was a night of watching for Adonai to bring them out of the land of Egypt. This same night is a night of vigil for Adonai, for all Bnei Yisrael throughout their generations. Then Adonai said to Moses and Aaron, "This is the ordinance of the Passover. No foreigner may eat it, but every man's servant that is bought for money, after you have circumcised him, may eat it. Nor should a visitor or hired servant eat it. It is to be eaten inside a single house. You are not to carry the meat out of the house, nor are you to break any of its bones. All the congregation of Israel must keep it. But if an outsider dwells with you, who would keep the Passover for Adonai, all his males must be circumcised. Then let him draw near and keep it. He will be like one who is native to the land, but no uncircumcised person may eat from it. The same Torah applies to the native as well as the outsider who dwells among you." So all Bnei Yisrael did so. They did just as Adonai commanded Moses and Aaron. It was on that very day that Adonai brought Bnei Yisrael out of the land of Egypt as armies. Chapter 13. Adonai spoke to Moses, saying, "Consecrate to me all the firstborn from every womb of Bnei Yisrael, both men and animals. This is mine." Moses said to the people, "Remember this day on which you came out from Egypt, out of the house of bondage. For by a strong hand Adonai brought you out from this place. No hametz may be eaten. This day, in the month of Aviv, you are going out. When Adonai brings you into the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, which he swore to your fathers to give you, a land flowing with milk and honey. You are to observe this service during this month. For 7 days you are to eat matzah, And the 7th day is to be a feast to Adonai. Matzot is to be eaten throughout the 7 days, and no chametz is to be seen among you, nor within any of your borders. You are to tell your son on that day, saying, "It is because of what Adonai did for me when I came out of Egypt." So it will be like a sign on your hand and a reminder between your eyes, so that the Torah of Adonai may be in your mouth. For with a strong hand Adonai has brought you out of Egypt. You are to keep this ordinance as a moed from year to year. Now when Adonai brings you into the land of the Canaanite, as he swore to you and to your fathers, and gives it to you, you are to set apart to Adonai every firstborn from the womb, and every firstborn male animal you have will be Adonai's. Every firstborn donkey you are to redeem with a lamb, and if you do not redeem it, then you are to break its neck. But you are to redeem every firstborn male among your sons. So when your son asks you in times to come, "What is this?" say to him, "By a strong hand Adonai brought us out from Egypt, the house of bondage. And when Pharaoh refused to let us go, Adonai slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both men and animals. So I sacrificed to Adonai all firstborn males, but I redeemed the firstborn of my sons. So it will be like a sign on your hand, and like frontlets between your eyes, for by a strong hand Adonai brought us out of Egypt." Jeremiah chapter 46, verse 13 to 28. The word that Adonai spoke to Jeremiah the prophet about the coming of King Nebuchadrezzar of Babylon to strike the land of Egypt. "Declare it in Egypt, proclaim in Migdol, and announce it in Noph and Tahpanhes. Say, stand up and get ready, for the sword has devoured all around you. Why are your strong ones swept away? They did not stand up because Adonai thrust him down. They keep stumbling, yes, falling over each other. And they said, 'Get up. Let's return to our own people, to the land of our birth, away from the oppressor's sword.' They cried there, 'Pharaoh, king of Egypt, is but a noise. He let the opportune time pass. As I live, declares the king, whose name is Adonai Tsaveot, like Tabor among the mountains, or like Carmel by the sea, so surely he will come. O daughter dwelling in Egypt, get your bags ready for exile. For Noph will become a ruin, laid waste uninhabited. Egypt is a beautiful heifer, but a biting fly is coming. From the north it is coming. Even her mercenaries among her are like stall-fed calves, for they also will turn back. They will flee away together. They will not stand up, for the day of their calamity has come upon them, the time of their visitation. Its sound will hiss like a snake as they march with an army and come against her. As woodcutters with axes, they cut down her forest. It is a declaration of Adonai, though it was impenetrable, for they are worse than the locust, they are without number. The daughter of Egypt is disgraced, handed over to people of the north. Adonai Tsaveot, the God of Israel, says, "Behold, I will punish Ammon of No, Pharaoh, Egypt, with her gods and her kings, even Pharaoh and them that trust in him. I will hand them over to those seeking their lives, into the hand of King Nebuchadrezzar of Babylon and his servants. Yet afterwards it will be inhabited as in the days of old. It is the declaration of Adonai. But you, fear not Yehov my servant, nor be dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save you from afar, your offspring from the land of their exile. And Yehov will return and be at peace and secure, no one frightening him. Fear not Yehov my servant, it is a declaration of Adonai. For I am with you. I will make a full end of all the nations where I have driven you, but I will not make a full end of you. I will discipline you with justice, but will not utterly destroy you." Romans chapter 9, verse 14 to 29. What shall we say then? There is no injustice with God, is there? May it never be. For to Moses he says, "I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion." So then it does not depend on the one who wills or the one who strives, but on God who shows mercy. For the scripture says to Pharaoh, "For this very purpose I raised you up, to demonstrate my power in you, so my name might be proclaimed in all the earth." So then he has mercy on whom he wills, and he hardens whom he wills. You will say to me then, why does he still find fault? For who has resisted his will? But who in the world are you, O man, who talks back to God? Will what is formed say to the one who formed it, why did you make me like this? Does the potter have no right over the clay, to make from the same lump one vessel for honor and another for common use? Now what if God, willing to demonstrate his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much patience vessels of wrath designed for destruction? And what if he did so to make it known the riches of his glory on vessels of mercy, which he prepared beforehand for glory? Even us he called, not only from the Jewish people, but also from the Gentiles. As he says also in Hosea, I will call those who were not my people, and her who was not loved, beloved. And it shall be that in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, there they shall be called sons of the living God. Isaiah cries out concerning Israel, though the number of Bnei Israel be as the sand of the sea, only the remnant shall be saved. For Adonai will carry out his word upon the earth, bringing it to an end and finishing quickly. And just as Isaiah foretold, unless Adonai Tsabaoth had left us seed, we would have become like Sodom and resembled Gomorrah.